Hey, good evening, guys. Blue Ridge Silverhound back at you. Thank you for taking a few moments out of your evening to join me today. And today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, only because I deal with it, pretty regularly, and that's going to antique malls and antique shops, and kind of cherry picking, trying to see what's out there. And if anything, if there's going to be any takeaway for you guys, it's going to be this, all right? There's going to be a few things that you absolutely must know, and they're kind of pet peeves of mine because I've been through enough antique dealers in the area, and, I'll let it be known in Northern California, okay, antique dealers feel like stuff from the 1980s is what's in right now. And it's like, I'm looking for much older, 50s, 40s, and even earlier. And it's not like the rest of the country. If you were going to shop in, say, the Midwest or back east, you're more likely to come across much original, old, 100-year-old items than you would out here in California, because it's like, all of a sudden a episode of Antiques Roadshow pops up, and it's like California is one of the pioneering states of trying to sell crap for $1. Okay? And that's where we come in when it comes to coins. The one thing you got to know about antique stores and malls in particular is a mall will have a number of different dealers and vendors. These dealers and vendors pay X amount of dollars per month to have their own booth set up. And traditionally, a booth can be like a 6 foot by 8 foot space. It's small. It's like a closet size, but it's enough to cram in exactly however much stuff you want to. And they're not cheap. Let's be honest. The rent that it takes to have your own booth at one of these establishments is not cheap. Okay. Let's say if it was $1,000 a month, you got to have enough material, a lot of popular material in your booth to be able to make that kind of money. So what happens from here? Well, they'll take the items that they're selling and obviously mark them up a huge amount of money. Okay, and this is one of those tips for you guys. Okay, especially when it comes to coins. The really cool thing is there's apps and websites that you could jump onto to be able to kind of price your item that you're trying to buy. Now, if it's too far out of whack, obviously you're gonna skip it. Okay, so the whole pricing aspect is a big deal to me. I've had to turn down a great number of deals. Okay, now a deal is simply just buying the item. It's not meaning that a deal is I'm saving money on the item because it's a really neat coin. It's just that the coin is so nice and so original, or it's a key date, or maybe it's a nice variety, a double die or a repunchment mark, or whatever the case may be. And I've had to kind of walk away. And I walk away more times than none. I would say 90% of the time I will walk away from a transaction because these coins at these antique malls are priced 30 to 50% higher than what the going market valuation is. All right, so I have a few coins that I did pick up. Now, a few of them I picked up on the cheap, but they're well over what their actual market value is. Okay, so they're going to take advantage of coins like an Ike dollar. This particular one I bought for $3. Okay, it's not even BU. It's worn, scratched up. It's probably on a good day a high VF to an XF. Keep in mind, guys, these are coins that you could still get at the bank. Traditionally, I would say anything you could get at a bank, I would not pay anything over 10% over face, especially the older coins. Flea markets sell these things for about $2-3 a piece. Okay, antique dealers, because of the high rent payment, they have to kind of subsidize the price of the coin to the market value, so that way they could put more money toward that kind of like the rent and the lights, and all that stuff. However much the lease payment is on a booth, they need to find out, they need to make up whatever that amount is. So they're going to mark up items like this, common as dirt, Ike dollars. This one, no doubt, is in rough shape. Okay, Bicentennial, I mean, there's nothing neat about it. It's Philadelphia. They made millions of these. Okay, so real easily, you pay $3 for that, and you probably paid $1.90 way too much. I know I did. I did it for this video. I did it for you guys as kind of a, again, cautionary tale. This Bicentennial, it's not Bicentennial, it's some sort of centennial, 1873 to 1973. Canada quarter was sold to me for $2. Guess how much this is? This is a coin that's worth no more than face. What really helped their cause, okay, and a real sucker who doesn't know any better, I'm sorry to throw that out there, but you know, if we don't do our research, you're going to be taken. Let's be honest. This coin in this condition is face value. Right? You guys up north know that these can be found in circulation still, among the millions of different other quarters that's out there in circulation. So this is a coin that you shouldn't pay that kind of money for. It's so common, and yes, it goes in the pile, and we know what the pile is. Now here's a really neat coin that I haven't seen in years. Okay, this is a Philippines 1 peso. It's a 1942 to 1967. So it marks the, it looks like 25th anniversary of Bataan Day. Commemorative issue. Now the coin looks great, and this is going to be, it's not so much the pricing aspect, but also the second part to the cautionary tale of shopping at a antique store, is that the lights are absolutely horrible. Okay, if you wanted a general idea of what most lighting setups are, okay, it's going to be fluorescents, which provide the least desirable amount of lighting when you're trying to look at coins. Okay, it's going to look very dark, similar to this. And I actually put my hand in front of the spotlight I have here, desk lamp. I'm trying to be fancy, but it's really not. And the coin has little scratches that I didn't even know were there. Little nicks, bag marks, swirl marks, and then see how I turn it like this? See this white haze? Okay, that's a milky haze that will never go away. Even if I dip this in like a Tarnex or E-Zest, it's not going to go away. Okay, but that was not there when I bought the coin because the lighting was so absolutely horrible. So this coin right here, if it was priced anything more than $5, I would stay away from. I bought it for exactly $5. We, of course, pay tax here in California, and it's not cheap. You know, it's like 7.25% or higher, depending on where you're at. So, lighting is everything. Okay, if something seems fishy, and I hope most of you guys are taking like little, you know, magnifiers with you. You know, take a few of these with you. Different powers and strengths. If you take them with you, you're okay, but the lighting has to be ideal. And that's the tough part. When you're looking at coins that are a little bit more expensive under the type of lighting that they have at a antique mall, you really have to be on top of your game. So one last cautionary tale, and that is, okay, so Carson City minted coins, and you know, this is going to be an example of a coin that'll represent a lot of desirable coins. So it's not just Carson City coins, it's also key date other coins. A 1916D Mercury dime that's in like fair condition, or perhaps a 1909 S Lincoln cent that looks red but actually was cleaned harshly. You have to be careful of coins like this because they'll throw some of these coins out in their display cases, and they're going to ask, like, this coin right here looks to be like, you know, the grade says fair. I believe it's about a fair, okay? But they're going to price it up to like fine or very fine. So they're going to try and sell this coin for $100. Now this coin is only worth about $35, $40. So again, using your resources, if you have that, you know, that smartphone, you can tap the PCGS price guide. You could go on eBay, check the prices. Again, you don't want to spend no more than 10% over. Okay, the 10% over is acceptable to me because if you were to buy it on eBay, you have to pay shipping. Unless you found a listing with free shipping. And then there's the amount of time you have to wait for the coin and so on and so forth. So buyer beware on key dated desirable coins that they're asking way too much money above the grade. Okay, so this is one of those examples. Now, I did not buy this at Antique Mall. I actually got it through a Facebook group, but the same thing would apply. Okay, it's like sight unseen almost, even if they post pictures. But antique malls, yeah, you gotta really be careful. Everything is going to be overpriced because they're trying to compensate for the high overhead as it is. And yeah, keep that magnifier on. Use the strongest light you can. Use the light on your cell phone to help identify hairlines. These guys will clean their coins and then they'll look great when they're in the display cases, and then you're going to end up paying way too much money. So those are, a few tidbits and, a little bit of advice for you. If you decide to look for coins, you can actually find some really good deals if you're cherry picking for varieties or key dates. Sometimes they'll miss out on key dates. I cherry picked a 32S quarter for $5 at an antique mall. Granted, the grade was probably around a VG, but I'll gladly take a free $30, $40 and cherry pick that. But it's a lot of fun. Treat it as like a coin shop, only with higher prices. And yeah, just use good discretion when you're shopping. So that's it for tonight on this one. We'll be talking about other things, things that you enjoy. And I appreciate your guys' time. If you guys have questions, comments, post them below in the comments area. And I'll see what I can do to get a hold of you guys. So you guys have a wonderful evening. Stay tuned for the next one. Take care.